Welcome to Paul's Toolbox. As you can see, this bathroom's really coming along if you've watched my videos in the past. Now, we're going step by step on everything in here, and these are a few things that I haven't come out with yet to show you how I did them. I made this cabinet, I built it into the wall, and I put the wood on here. This right here is a special door that I made for the cabinet, and up top we have a cypress window that came from a vintage house, and I refurbished it and set that in here. Now here are some vintage looking windows that I'm making to put on the other side of the wall over there behind my bathtub. And I'm working on both of these windows as we speak. So as soon as these videos are ready, they'll be coming out. Now, in the meantime, I want to show you how I selected the wood for these projects. And I'm going to give you a good tip that you really want to know because it comes in handy when you're selecting your wood. If you follow my channel, you know some of these tool companies that I like send me tools to check out. And one of them came to me not long ago when I started playing with it. I'm really impressed with it. It's a new saw that was sent to me by Works, and I want you to check it out because I'm going to be giving one away at the end of this video. Make sure that you have your notifications set on your phone and that you become a subscriber if you're not one already, because I need a way to get in touch with you. You drop a comment on this video, and what I'll do is choose, or they're going to choose, one person from the first 150 people that comment to be a winner of this tool. And I'm going to choose the same person to give away one of my shirts to. This is a Paul's Toolbox shirt, and on the back of it, it has my dog Elsie on it. So we'll be giving both of these away at the end of the video. Make sure you drop a comment, and if you don't mind, hit like. Let's get started. The first thing you need to decide is whether you're doing a large project, you're building a fence or a shed, or are you doing a small project. If you're doing a large project, of course, you probably want them to deliver it to you. Make sure you get 15 to 20% extra over the amount that you need. If you need 50 boards, add 20% to that, because you're going to have some waste from your cuts, and you're also going to have some waste from boards that are not straight that they pick out for you. If they pick out these boards and deliver it to you, believe me, most of the time you're going to have some waste in there because they just toss them on a rack, band them up, and ship it to your house. Now, if you're doing small projects like I'm doing here, you want to hand select your wood. If you take this board, you put your eye right on the edge of the board. If you look down it, you can see if it goes up and down, you can see if it goes side to side. If it does, toss it on the side. A lot of times, if you see just a few boards scattered around on there, they're going to be junk. People pick through the pile and you've got junk there. Or if you see a big mess where they're twisted up, try to get those out the way and get to the ones that are stacked neatly underneath it because they have weight on it and it keeps them all straight. If you have them just hanging halfway this way or this way, they're going to be twisted because sitting on a rack, they will twist. When you get home, you make sure you stack them neatly this way or this way alongside each other because you don't want them to twist. You can get a straight board, bring it home, toss it on the side. It might be on top of something like this, and you'll have a crooked board in a couple of days or even a day. So I'm going to show you a couple of bad boards and how to look for a good board. Right here is a bad board that's twisted side to side and up and down. It's just badly twisted. I bought this because I want to show you what you'll get if this thing's sitting on the rack the wrong way. If you eyeball this, you see how it goes to the side right there? It's twisted. It goes up and down right now because if I look at the edge of the board right here, I cannot see the other edge. If I look at it evenly right here, I can't see the other side because it slopes down. This is a treated piece of lumber, and you can see it is really straight. I chose this one to put on my bathroom floor when I frame a section in. And you can see it has a nice straight line to it. I see people make this mistake all the time, and I stop them. When I see them over at Home Depot or Lowe's or anywhere else in there, they're just taking wood and throwing it on their cart. I'll show them how to eyeball it and make sure that it's good wood. And you wouldn't believe how happy people are when they hear that because they don't know. They go pick up a board like this, they toss it on a cart, they get home, and they wonder why their projects look terrible. If you get your wood straight, you take it home, you stack it right, you're on your way to a good project. Well, here you go. This is the saw that Works sent to me. And they told me it was a DIY saw. And it's a DIY saw. It's not a contractor's grade saw. It has features that no other saw has. So my suggestion to Works, they may take it or may not, is get a higher version, a version for professionals, and have this for your DIYer. I would say a corded version would probably take over the market because this has a design that no other circular saw has, and it's really cool. This right here is a super durable plate. I really like this aluminum plate on here. Anytime a saw has that, I like it a lot better than the other ones. This is thick, it's strong. I thought this was plastic at first, and I wound up scratching it with a blade to see if I could get into it. I thought it might have been plastic, but it is aluminum as well, and it has a really good durable coating on there. All of this is made very well. I like the way this slides back up. I dropped this thing on concrete, had no problems, picked it right back up and went on about my business. So it was a lot tougher than I thought. You have all the features of a standard saw. You can set this at any degree, up to 50 degrees right here, and change the plate. The cover here is plastic, and I don't know if they made that just to be lightweight or what, but it would really be nice if this was made out of aluminum as well. But if I see a professional series come out there, I'd like to see that on it. As far as everything else, this motor really turns well for a 6 1/4 inch blade and a small saw like this. It's not going to compete with the big boys, but I tell you what, it cuts really well for what it's made for. I bought another battery that's a 4 amp hour. This comes with a 2 amp hour. The reason why I bought that is because I like to use it a little bit more than the average consumer, and I want to have a little bit more power. I'm kind of power hungry. All right, if you look right here, you have a feature called Exact Track. You take this and you have to loosen the guide up, just the plate up just a little bit, and raise it just a little bit so it allows you to get it in that position. This lever right here, you push it to the Exact Track position, and what happens is this will ride up. That's what I really like about this, because when I set this on a piece of plywood, I put a board or a straight edge or anything on there. When I do that, this guide is going to ride right on that straight edge. When it does, you could take that guide and put it exactly on the line. You don't have to measure back like you would for a regular saw. So you put that on the guide, and there you have it. Boom. Right on the line, you'll get a perfect cut. Let's go ahead and demonstrate it. I started looking at Works a while back. They sent me some tables like this. They sent me 2 of them to check out. I gave 1 away, and then I bought 3 more because I love these things. This table right here will hold 300 pounds in this position. It's really solid, comes with its own clamps, and when you put it in the down position, it'll hold 1,000 pounds. So this is a sawhorse and a table all together. You can interlock these. That's why I bought extra ones. I'll buy them until I have a huge table where I can work with and I can fold them up and get them out of the way. I like tools. All right, you turn around and you take these. You have clamps that come with it, so let's clamp this baby down and we'll get the rest of it together. Right there is where my line's going to cut. If you were doing this with a regular saw, sometimes your plate would get caught up underneath there and you wouldn't have an accurate cut. This is not going to allow that to happen. I set my depth to where I want it. I'll pull my guard plate up, set it right up against the wood, and that's it. This thing made a perfect cut on here, and it was exactly where I wanted it to be. Now, if I want to use this like a regular saw, I just drop it in place and lock it back, and that's it. It's a regular saw again. This cut through 1/2 inch plywood really well. Let's see what it does with a 2x4. with the Works Exact track saw, you can also use a regular guide. You don't have to use a piece of wood. And this right here is an inexpensive one that I bought from Harbor Freight. It cost me $20. It's made by Pittsburgh, and this really works well. You can take it, lock it in place in seconds, and just use your saw with this. Well, this saw made easy work out of cutting plywood. When I started to cut some 2x with it and rip them all the way down, it struggled a little bit. It's not a super heavy duty saw made for that. But for the DIYer or cutting plywood or cross cutting, fantastic little saw. As far as cordless goes, I'm not going to use my other cordless saws. I'm going to be using this one all the time because I don't need to use a cordless saw to rip long boards like this. I'm going to be using my big saws for that. I'm extremely impressed when cutting with this saw when you're using plywood or OSB board or anything like that. Great little saw. It's also fantastic for soffit work, fascia, things where you need a light little saw to get in there. I bought a bigger battery, the 4 amp hour, and I found the bigger battery made this cut a lot easier than the small battery with this cut. Because the small battery, I could tell it was getting hot, and you wouldn't be running through a lot of 2x ripping them with this saw. With either battery. You can rip it and it works, but you're not gonna roll through wood like that. You can roll through some plywood or cross cutting, and it's a fantastic saw for that. I tell you what, if Works ever comes out with a corded version of this and a heavy duty version for the professional, I'll be one of the first to buy it. I have to say, for a DIYer, I give this thing an A+. If you want to be a lucky winner of one of these saws, make sure to drop a comment on me. I also have giveaways every month, so follow my channel and drop comments every time. I'll see you guys on the next project. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out paulstoolbox.com for all my archive videos. And if you don't mind, share this on Facebook.